Notre Dame versus Navy. This game is going to be played at MetLife Stadium, and there are going to be a lot of eyes on this game. Navy is undefeated. Notre Dame has one loss, a bad loss, but they are fighting. Both of these teams are fighting for college football playoff spots. And a loss potentially could knock out both of them. So there are a lot of stakes on this game. Now, Notre Dame comes in as a heavy favorite. They're almost a 2-touchdown favorite over Navy. And I think a lot of that goes to the competition level that Navy has been facing so far. No doubt they have been looking awesome. They've been meeting and exceeding the task week in and week out. They're putting up 40, 50 points every single week. It has been against a little bit of inferior competition. I can counter that with saying it's Navy. So they're doing their part. And Notre Dame seems to have righted their ship a little bit after the early loss to Northern Illinois. And they seem to have been looking better. Last game against Georgia Tech, it seems like they let Riley Leonard air it out a little bit more. Maybe they trusted him a little bit more in that game. And I think this game, they're going to have to try to use Riley Leonard's legs. That's obviously his biggest threat. And I think they're going to try to utilize that against this Navy defense, who is probably a bit undersized to the Notre Dame offensive front. So I think they're going to utilize his legs a lot to move the ball down the field, because we know that Riley Leonard, he's not that great of a passer. And I mean, he's fine, but his legs are definitely his biggest threat. And the passing game for Notre Dame has been the same this year as it's been the same for most years. They're very subpar. They're not at the level that they need to be. Do I think that they've improved over the couple of weeks? Yes, but there really isn't that big of a threat. Now, you could argue that their athlete-to-athlete is superior to Navy, and they could exploit that against the Navy secondary, which they very well might. But I do think that the game will be won within the line of scrimmages here. And obviously Notre Dame has the edge there. But Navy is very feisty. They're very quick, and they can get after you. So I do expect it to be a little bit of a tight game. I like what Navy is doing on offense. They're throwing the ball. They're moving the ball down the field, so they're not a one-dimensional offense anymore. Like Blake Horvath is passing for a 1,000 yards now. Like he's been looking really, really good. And so now you really have to defend the run and the pass for a Navy team, which you really haven't really been able to haven't had to have that task before. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to be a really fun game. I do think Navy keeps it a little close, though. So give me Navy plus 13 right now. Cover the points. Follow Big Body Ball CFB on all social.